Hello everybody, this is Tracy Markley, and I want to ask you a question. For all you guys with hearing loss, what are some of the stories that you've experienced, and what are some of the things that you wish people who didn't have hearing loss understood? What do you wish they knew? So today I wanted to share a story of something that just happened to me, and it bothered me so much, and I just thought I need to share the story with the hearing loss community. I'm aware we all have hearing loss at all different levels, and we all have different kind of hearing aids if you have them. Some of our hearing aids work great, some of them don't. We all have our own dynamics with it. We're all at different levels. And I really want to know your guys' story. And if you have a story similar to mine or your own, I just want to know. And I'm thinking maybe me sharing my story may help some of you guys. And also maybe my story and the stories you guys share in the comments can help people who do not have hearing loss understand us a little better. Okay, so I'm going to assume you guys understand most of the things I'm saying, because I think a lot of people with hearing loss have gone through some level of the stuff I'm talking about. Okay, so one, you know how many times a day there's certain people you have to say, I can't hear you, I have hearing loss, remember? And there's some people you have to say it to all the time. There's other people that just know, and so they just talk louder, they make sure they're facing you. It's not really that difficult, but some people make it sound like it's really difficult to talk louder so we can hear them or stay facing us. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's something else, and some of you guys may already know this. I know some people with hearing loss does not know that there's such a thing called hearing fatigue, listening fatigue. It's kind of it's the same thing. They have different names for it. It's where we have to focus so hard to hear, and a lot of it's consciously, but also a lot of it's subconsciously, because we're just used to looking at lips to make sure we can see their lips fill in the blank of what we don't hear. And so we have more senses going on to hear than the people that have hearing loss. So as you know, like with my hearing loss, my left ear's worse. I have more stories you can know more about mine. Plus I have a book called I'm Not Stupid, I Have Hearing Loss. What's my subtitle? I think it's a fitness trainer's guide to hearing and hearing loss. I talk about some of the stories of hearing loss, the good things, the bad things, experiences of people saying things are just like, why did they say that to me? And then about the importance of getting hearing aids and things like that. That's a whole other subject. But the video I want to talk about today is when we are talking to people, you know, besides the fact that we struggle to hear, we have to remind them to hear, and that's a lot for us, is the times that they say to us that we're talking too loud. Now, I haven't had that said to me very much in all these years. But over the weekend, I experienced something that someone said to me that was so odd. I've never had it said to me before. I found it hurtful. I found it kind of disrespectful too. Let me share. Okay, so you know how, and again, I'm assuming you guys know this. You've experienced it if you have hearing loss. You're driving down the freeway or a highway, and you don't hear it so much in city traffic because you're stopping and going, but when you're going like a little faster, not many stops, you can hear the humming on the road, the background noise of like the tires and the humming of the road. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but you know what I'm talking about. And so when you're in a car, especially if it's just like you're both in the front seat, or even if you're in the back seat and the people in the front seat are talking, I don't hear them. I need the lips to help fill in the words, and plus they're facing the direction. So, and when you're facing forward, like say two people are in the front seat, you have to keep turning to look. You can't turn when you're driving, and when you're a passenger, it kind of gets your neck jacked up looking that way all the time. So it's harder to hear in a car. You can't see them, you can't see their lips. And I also find some people, they look out the window and they talk, they're talking that way. It's like, you can't look out the car window away from me and talk, I can't hear you. But this is what went on yesterday. So I'm driving home. I had a really good weekend event with this really cool business, and it was just a really cool thing. It's going to be on the internet soon too. But it's not about me. It's about it was just a great thing. But so it's about 2.5 hour drive there and back. And so I spent the whole weekend around this person. She was someone who's part of the project, and we shared the hotel room. And, you know, when you have hearing loss, like I was saying, if people walk away from you and they're talking as they're like 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet away walking, most people can't hear them anyway, but when you have hearing loss, you hear something, maybe mumbling, but you can't hear the words. Or if they walk around the corner and go to another room and they're still talking as if you're right next to them, you know, we can't hear them. And you constantly have to remind them, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. If you walk away, I can't hear you. So we all have gone through that. If you haven't gone through that, I'm surprised. But most people, even people without hearing loss, they have gone through that. Okay. So we get through the weekend. We're driving home. She's driving, and we're chit-chatting. But she's in the middle of the story. So she's been talking like 10, 15 minutes of a story, and I'm trying to listen. Well, I'm listening because I'm interested. Also trying to listen because it's the road and I can't see her and I have to focus harder. And that's exhausting. That's when the hearing fatigue kicks in, because we're spending all the energy we have to be on alert to hear every word. Okay, so she finishes talking and I go to say something. I'm literally like 3 sentences in. She felt the need to say it right then. She couldn't wait till I was finished talking. And that irritated me too. But I'm mid-sentence, and she goes, do you know you're talking louder right now than you were a few minutes ago? And I'm like, okay, let me share something with you. People with hearing loss do not like being told they're talking too loud. And let me tell you why. And so I shared with her, and maybe you guys don't know this either. So maybe you guys will learn something if you don't know, but if not, you already know this. So I shared with her that our brains help us function. Our brains keep us in survival mode. Our brains help us communicate and see and hear. And if there's noises around us, our voices will go up so we can hear ourselves. So I know, like, if we just move our lips, we don't hear our own voice inside our head, or wherever we hear ourselves in here. And if there's a lot of noise, we don't hear ourselves. So we automatically, mostly subconsciously, are speaking louder so we can hear ourselves inside our head when we talk. And I hope that's making sense to you guys. So when she said that to me, I explained that to her, that I go, because what she said was this. Well, you should understand that when people are making such an effort to talk louder to hear you, that you should make the effort to be consciously aware when you're talking louder and talk lower for us. I'm like, well, that's not how it works. We're not sitting there going, I'm going to talk loud. I'm going to talk low. I'm going to talk loud. Our brains are doing it. Our brains are subconsciously to us, helping us live in the world and function and hear our voice when we're talking. And I was surprised that someone said that to me. Have you ever had someone say that to you? I've never experienced that. I've had people sometimes point out I'm talking louder. Not very much, though. I don't hear that very much. One time when I got a new pair of hearing aids, I didn't wear them for a little while because one wasn't working. Then I got a new pair. And I was like, oh my God, I hear so good. Because, you know, when you get hearing aids, they advance in technology so fast that each time you get a new one down the line, you can hear things that you didn't hear in the last pair. Most people, not everybody, but mine did. For my brain, I was hearing sounds I never heard. Like, I never heard the letter S, you know, like S as in Sam. They think my whole life, but about 5 years ago, I heard it for the first time. And if you heard my story or read my books, I have a book called I'm Not Stupid, I Have Hearing Loss. And I talk about the little quirky stories like these. Except for this story's not in the book. It would have been, because it was a weird experience. Anyway, so I talk about it in there. So because your brain adjusts to sounds. So at this point, my brain was hearing the word S for the first time. So for the first week or so, it sounded like every time somebody said a word with the word S in it, that they were going, like, I went to the store, I bought some shoes. And that wasn't because they were talking that way. That was the brain recognizing a new sound and recalculating stuff. Kind of like when someone has a stroke and the brain needs to recalculate to make things function. That's what we go through with sounds and noises all day long. And as we're adjusting everywhere, more than the average person, because we have a bigger loss. And we have the bigger loss. It's so, and that's exhausting. That is neurologically exhausting. So the neuro fatigue, listening fatigue is real. When I met my first audiologist, he said to me, are you exhausted all the time? I'm like, oh my God, all the time. I feel like I'm never rested. He goes, it's because you're hearing. I'm like, what? And he said, because you're trying so hard to hear them. You've been so good at reading lips. You didn't even know you had much of a hearing loss or any hearing loss, that you're reading lips. You're focusing so hard to watch your lips when they're talking. You're not even aware of it. And you're exhausted. I'm like, I didn't know that. So that's a good thing to know if you don't know that. So anyway, so she says this to me and I'm like, well, so I'm telling her, hearing loss people don't want to be told they're talking too loud. And I tried to explain to her why. And she kind of debated with me. I go, I don't really feel like I want to sit here and debate. I go, so I just won't talk then if talking too loud is hurting you now. Because she's like, well, I think you're talking loud is bothering my ear now. Like if you can't, like, it's almost like a tit for tat. I wasn't really sure she was going with it, or if her ear was really hurting. It was a very odd situation because I figured I'd been the last 7-8 hours with her. And that was the first time she said that out of the whole time. It's like, so just, I don't know, odd. So background noise does make us talk louder. It's just part of the brain is the engine to our body, and it makes us function. It makes us hear, talk, speak, everything. And it adjusts for us to help us. So I didn't really like that I had to explain that to her. It upset me. And she didn't really say, oh my God, I'm so sorry to understand it. It was more kind of, I don't know. It was very odd. I wasn't happy about it. So do you guys have stories like that? Do you have people that say stuff to you, make you feel so uncomfortable? Like we just can't hear very well. We're not asking you to go build us a ship. We're not asking you to do these outrageous things. Just when you're talking to us, don't walk down the hallway. Don't stick your head in the refrigerator and speak. Don't get mad at us if we talk a little louder in situations, because that's out of our control. So it's like, when you go to I know you guys have experienced this too. You're at dinner or lunch with people. Maybe there's 4, 5, 6 you at the table. And maybe you're having a conversation with someone, and maybe the person across the table, I guess, don't want to be part of it. So they turn to start talking to people next to them. Or maybe they start talking to the person over here. So now you have 2 or 3 conversations crossing the table and around you, and you can barely hear the person talking to you. That's really hard. And I know sometimes people, they can't just sit and listen. Like maybe they're like, well, I want to talk about me over here. It's like so you can't wait like 4 minutes for us to finish this and we all be part of all the conversations. The table breaks down a bunch of tiny ones. And when you have hearing loss, it's just harder. So I know with me, sometimes if I'm invited someplace, I'll kind of, who's going to be there? Yeah, no. And I don't go because it's the people that I have to remind them every 3 minutes, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you look at me when you talk? Can you not do this? When they cover their mouth, we can't hear when they cover their mouth. It's just common courtesy. And I don't understand why sometimes they act like we're asking them to do the hardest thing in the world. We're just saying, can you be here present a little more so we can hear each other? It's just kind of, I work with stroke survivors. I work with all different ages, but stroke survivors and seniors, and half of us are in hearing aids. And so I would never be around my clients with hearing aids and stand behind them and talk, or go across the room and turn around and face the other wall and try to talk to them, because they're not going to hear me. And that's not much effort for me to do. It just seems like it's just what you do. Like if you have a friend with a broken leg, you You go slower in their crutches. You open the door for them. You don't expect them to keep up with you or expect them to go, well, you know, I'm helping you with the door. Your leg's broken. So you need to understand that and maybe walk faster with the other leg so it's easier on me. I mean, the way she said it was just so, it just felt so wrong to be approached that way from somebody. And so, yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. So I want to know your guys' story. I want to know if you've experienced something like that. I want to know if you have weirder stories than that. And like sometimes with me, I'll choose to stay home with my dog. It may be lonelier than being out with people, but it feels a little more peaceful to me than sitting in people where there's some people are kind of, they're more annoyed you can't hear, or they turn their back on you, or you just kind of get left out of conversations, either because you can't hear them or people decided it's too much effort to talk a little louder for you. And so I'll stay home just to kind of avoid this stuff, which kind of sucks. But I can only assume many of you are doing that too. So I made this video earlier. I think the video is better, but it had some glitches, so I had to do it again. So I'm probably leaving some of the subjects out. So share your story. So I wanted to share this in the Facebook group on purpose of our hearing support groups. But the videos get cut off if they're too long on Facebook. So I'm uploading it to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to have you, so click on the link and you'll be seeing this. You won't be seeing a Facebook video, you'll be seeing a YouTube video. But I made this purposely for the Facebook group. But because it's longer than a few minutes, I had to go the other route and post the link. So share your story. I would say, since you're on YouTube right now watching this, just go below and write your comments instead of going back to Facebook. That way I won't miss them. But whatever works for you, because I really want to know your stories. And yeah. And if you have if something in this I said helps you and you think, oh, I wish so-and-so understood this, have them watch the video. Because the more people around us that understand what we're going through, it might make more sense. Like, I don't think they understand how hard it is for us to try to get people to understand, we can't hear sometimes. And I think sometimes they make it sound like we're supposed to try harder, but if we got hearing aids and we're looking at you and we're making an effort, that's kind of all we can do. And the other part is, if you love us and you're our friends, you just talk louder or just don't mumble, like sometimes you'll be talking to someone and they'll all of a sudden just, and you don't know what they're saying. They take their tone and they start going really low. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was talking to you. It's like, but can't you just keep a normal tone? Why did you get lazy? Why did you get lazy in the middle of talking and just sink away? Or sometimes this one. You think they're talking to you and they're walking around the house or something, but they're really talking to themselves and you're kind of going, am I supposed to be figuring out what they say? Are they talking to me? So I have to say, are you talking to yourself or me? Oh, I'm talking to myself. It's like, okay, because I'm over here trying really hard with my brain energy to hear you, but you're not talking to me. So you guys get it. Okay, so please share your story. I really want to know. And maybe all of us sharing may help something in it, may help one of us or help someone we know understand what we go through. So, and then write down the things you wish they knew. Maybe we could do another video. Maybe I can do a video live and we chit chat. That would be fun. Well, not fun, but it would be fun, but it'd be interesting because we can have the conversation as we go instead of just reading comments later. But the more people that are there, we'll know. So you guys have a good day. I hope people around you are treating you kindly, because kindness matters and our brains are already tired, and being treated unkindly makes our brains tired too. And people just need to be nice. So if you want to check out my book, it's on Amazon, Tracy Markley, Tracy, Markley, and it's I'm Not Stupid, I Have Hearing Loss. I think the subtitle is The Fitness Journey's Guide to Hearing Loss and Hearing Aids, and I share stories of different people's hearing loss and different clients and things experienced, and also why hearing aids are important and good for brain care and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, guys, see you in the comments, I hope. Bye.